so fucking awesome. I am walking half a mile to my car in a snowstorm because I stayed at work too late and there is no parking shuttle. Very excited. What a way to get your NEAT in. Okay, you guys, this is some effed up shit. Just saying. It's freaking May 12th, and it was sunny this morning. Now look at it. Gotta love mammoth weather. I figure this is a good opportunity while I have a moment to give you guys my thoughts on the personal trainer food plan. As I said before, I was looking for something that was going to get me motivated, get me into the mindset, and get me going. With the Groupon deal, or they actually have a ton of coupons, from time to time. You can sign up for their email list at their website. You can get the plan for, as little as like $210. That's the one that's not including breakfast. I bet you probably about $230, $240 if you want the 3-day meal plan. So it's not essentially expensive, but I do think if you're disciplined enough to prep your own food, that you can do something very similar to this without having to spend the money. As far as the food itself, the portions are small, that's okay. It is portion control, and I'm fine with that. I was ready to basically eat in a fairly large deficit and feel hungry a little bit at a time, and that's totally fine. If you're to follow the plan as it is, you'd be getting less than 1,000 calories a day, I think. Maybe if you pick some of the higher calorie items, you might get up to 1,200. Obviously, that is quite low. But the food that you get isn't all the food that you are allowed to eat. You're allowed to have coffee with either non-dairy creamer, sugar-free, or heavy cream. And that's going to add some calories. You're allowed 3 ounces of nuts a day and 6 ounces of cheese a day, which for me, that's like a dream come true because I love my cheese. So that was good. Overall, everything's really processed. It's high sodium, but I'm not really worried about salt in general. Obviously, if I eat a ton of salt, I'm gonna, retain some water, and that's not like exceptionally fun. But overall, salt doesn't add calories, so I'm not super worried about that. Me, being the junk food addict that I have been, I ordered a whole bunch of their chicken sticks, which are basically breaded sticks that have flavors. I had Monterey Jack, and I had bacon and cheddar, and I had buffalo wing flavored chicken sticks. And then on top of that, I got a couple things of chicken patties or chicken strips or whatever. But I also got some seasoned chicken breast. Now, that being said, the chicken breast that I got looked like pressed chicken, not like a cut up breast. So it's processed. It is lower in protein than I personally prefer. That being said, I am, I'm back on my lifting program. I was really, again, looking for something that was going to put me in the right mindset. And this did. It actually did a great job of that. And I'm happy that I was able to do it. I do actually plan on continuing with a very similar eating plan, or at least, the ideas of how they structured their meals. So I used to, and I still do from time to time, pre-cook a bunch of chicken breasts and season them, and then I portion them out and then put them in Tupperware containers and put them in the freezer. And so they're ready to be defrosted and put on a salad cold, which I'm totally happy with. I don't mind my salads. I love my salads. You know, when you have a yummy dressing, and it you know, helps you eat your veggies and you're getting your protein, and then if I add some beans to it, I get my fiber, and then super stoked with that. Breakfast was a different story. You know, for a while, a long time, almost a year and a half, I was eating non-fat Greek yogurt, high in protein, very low in calories. The macros were great. And that's what I would eat for breakfast, is just, you know, non-fat Greek yogurt. And then this last winter, I was sick of it. I didn't know I was sick of it, but I wouldn't eat it, which says to me that, yes, I was sick of it. So, you know, having something that encouraged me to eat eggs for breakfast, and most of the breakfasts are based around eggs and a breakfast meat. And, you know, I could totally do that and probably be way into that. It all is frozen and then, you know, basically defrosted or heated in the microwave. I could totally do scrambles with, you know, all kinds of yummy veggies, and even maybe put some turkey sausage in the scrambles, and even add cheese. And I think, at least at this time, that might be a much more preferable way for me to have breakfast on the daily. So I'm super stoked for that idea. So that was very helpful for me. Like I said, I'm going to continue with this, like, by focusing on protein at every meal and veggies pretty much at every meal. I am going to start adding back in protein shakes and other things similar to that to, you know, help with my protein intake. I am going to probably keep my calories about the same as they have been, which I would say on the most part, I've been around 1,500 calories, give or take. I've had some lower days, I've had some higher days. I will update you what my 1 month weight results are, as well as 1 month measurement results. More cons about the personal trainer food diet. There's a lot of woo associated with this thing. They have you join this group, and now the diet itself is low carb. You know, okay, so you lose weight faster, you lose water weight faster. Okay, that's all fine and good, whatever. I mean, you know, really, when it comes down to it, a diet works because you adhere to it, and it has a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter if you eat carbs or you don't eat carbs, if you know, eat more fat or you eat, you know, more protein. Diets all work in the same way, which is calorie restriction. So it doesn't really matter. But there's a lot of anti-sugar crap in that group. There's even people talking about paleo and how processed this food is, and as soon as they're done, they're going to go back to paleo. And I don't believe in any of that, obviously, because, you know, when it comes to long-term weight loss, adherence is the most important part. It all depends on what it is that you can stick to. So the whole, like, villainizing sugar didn't really sit well with me. This whole, like, if you eat one carb, you're going to stall your fat burning mode. And it's like, oh my God, really? So it's a lot of misinformation and a lot of woo. When basically what it is a low calorie diet where everything is sort of put together for you. So it is not a miracle. It is nice that you have it so that it is all prepared for you and you have no excuses other than your willpower. There are so many rules that it actually helped me to a certain extent, because sometimes if I'm too flexible with what I'm eating, I tend to kind of, that is one of the benefits of it being so restrictive. You know, it's like no cookies, no candy, no sugar, no carbs, no all this other stuff. And then you were allowed to have as many vegetables as you wanted. You were allowed to have as much protein as you wanted. Again, 3 ounces of nuts, 6 ounces of cheese. And an apple a day. So the apple a day definitely was like, okay. So you're not completely crazy, but you're pretty crazy. So anyway, so that was my experience with personal trainer food. Would I personally do it again? No. But I am glad I did it for the biggest reasons is that it put me in the right mindset to start, eating in a deficit again. And then 2, it gave me ideas for future meal prep. Like I could actually set up, weeks worth of meal prep in the freezer just like that, and for a lot less money, of course. Right now I feel really confident about continuing with a deficit. We'll see how I feel in another month or so, because okay, I'm going to apologize for the quality of this video. I am running out of time if I want to get this posted. And time is of the essence. God, my hair looks crazy right now. But I wanted to follow up with personal trainer foods. After the 4 weeks, I lost 8 pounds, which is pretty good. I lost about 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches off my waist. I lost 2.5 inches off my belly button and 1.5 inches or so off my hips. So that's actually really good because my belly button, lower abdominal area is where I definitely carry the most fat. So it was good. I am actually a little disappointed in them, and that's why I'm adding this to the end of my video. They had a Facebook group set up for people to, share and, get support, ask questions and all of that, and that's great. What I found shitty is there's one person who had posted on there. She had actually been doing the program for a number of months, and she posted on there that she was going to start following her own diet after this month was up, and just try to continue with the principles that they set forth, which honestly, it's a lot of bro science and a lot of low carb bullshit, basically, I think. And they deleted her post off the group. And then she posted about how her post disappeared and how upset she was about it, and they deleted that one. And so I pretty much at that point said, all right, you're gonna friggin' stuff all your fake, anti-sugar, anti-carb, woo bullshit nonsense down everybody's throat. Some of the stuff was just ridiculous. Then I don't need to be a part of your group either. And if I ever thought about ordering your food, I guess I'll have to think twice about it. This weekend, I am going to attempt to eat at maintenance, which means, I'm assuming after 8 pounds or so, I was eating about 1,000 calories in a deficit. And that should mean I can have about 2,400 to 2,500 calories a day and be in maintenance. So we will see how well I do. There will be drinking, there will be restaurant food, and there will be really no way for me to track completely accurately. But I'll weigh in on Monday and see how it goes. And anyway, so that was my review on personal trainer food and my 1 month weight loss update. And we shall talk to you soon. Bye.